Blue 32! Blue 32! Set! Ha!
All right, welcome to a very special edition of The Gray Matters. We are coming together to discuss our Super Bowl predictions for the year 2023. We got a lot in store for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. You've heard everything we've had to say about each of the divisions in both conferences, and now let's get to the good part. So where are we starting, Andre?
So after 4 weeks of listen to us dribble on about who we think is going from the AFC and NFC and records and bringing facts and some emotions here, let's go ahead and get it cracking. So we're going to start off on the NFC side of the bracket first, just to go ahead and get that out of the way, because I got a feeling it's going to be an argument for the AFC side of the bracket. So me being Nostradamus, I'm going to go ahead and predict the future, and let's go ahead and get this knocked out real quick. So, Paul, what you got? We got 7 teams. What's your slots?
Okay. And with the bye. I have the Giants coming out of the East. I think I said that.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Lions coming out of the North, and out of the South, I have New Orleans. So that's 4, right?
Who was your number one?
I got the Niners winning the bye.
Got it. Okay. Your AOL froze up, so
my bad. I'm sorry. You stupid. I got the Niners winning. I got the Niners with the bye.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the Giants winning the East. I got so obviously the West is already taken care of. I got Giants in the East, Detroit in the North,
Mm-hmm. Saints
New Orleans in the South. Yeah. Right. My
All
wild cards. I got pretty sure. I think I said I had Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Cowboys or the Eagles? Eagles are a wild card.
We
Green
were about
Bay,
to get nervous
Eagles.
on this. We was going to start.
I'm trying to remember.
Jesus.
Yeah. Eagles, Green
literally
Bay.
Wearing a Randall Cunningham jersey, like it looked to me.
Eagles, Green Bay, Eagles.
Say that you hate
Green
me
Bay,
without saying that you hate me.
And you stupid. Eagles, Green Bay, and golly, who was my other team?
We down to 5 choices now.
Was it the boys? Because I only had one more team. There's only one more team left. I gave you
So you got the Cowboys, you got the Seahawks, you got
you know what? I got the Hawks and still over the boys as the last wild card.
So you got the Cowboys not in the playoffs.
Yes.
And everybody getting fired. The whole thing burning down.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna make it through the year. I don't think McCarthy gonna make it. I don't think he will see Christmas.
Nice. Well, what about you, Billy? What you got for the NFC?
I was gonna say, let me bring some levity and clarity to this conversation.
Some stability.
Some stability. There you go. First of all, let me just go ahead, because I could see Andre's blood pressure getting raised when you went through that whole scenario. We ain't even got to the actual picks.
Right.
He was like, I know this, so so I got the Lions winning the North.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the Eagles winning the East, getting the bye, by the way. I got the Saints winning the South. Only team in that division that's going to get a playoff. And I don't even think it's going to be they're going to back into it. I think the Saints are actually going to be pretty formidable this year. Because I think Derek Carr is just, he's solid. And then I like the Seahawks.
Like Joe Burrow.
I like the Seahawks winning the West.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
I got the Seahawks winning the West.
wow.
Because I think the quarterback situation in San Francisco, I think people are thinking that
They got their
Shanahan. Well, okay, but
we don't know if he got an arm yet.
I'm just saying
he out there.
Yeah. So
fine another day. I'm just
well,
saying.
So that's either way. And I also think that I just like what the Seahawks have done. Now, that being said, I think the wild card teams, I believe that the 49ers, I don't think it's going to take them that long to figure that. There's too much. That roster is, I think there's 52 men on that roster that it's just an awesome roster. I just have questions about quarterback. I like, in a surprise to most people, I like the Commanders to get a wild card. I actually think that they're going to be the reason that you said everybody gets fired. The Commanders are going to be the reason everybody gets fired for the Cowboys, because they're going to get in. And then I like the Vikings to get a wild card as well. I do not see the Cowboys getting in. I mean,
I hate Kirk Cousins.
Well, I mean, listen,
I try
to be reasonable. Yeah, I think here's the thing. I really do think that division is going to be like the Lions are going to make a big jump this year. I really see that. And I really have a surprise once we start talking about who's going to be in the NFC and the AFC conference games and who's going to the Super Bowl. That's what's really going to mess you up. But those are my 7 right there.
All right.
Got it. So we kind of got a same vibe. Like, mine is kind of a combination of both y'all. But the one thing that makes me feel good as the resident Eagles fan is that nobody on this panel has the Cowboys in the playoffs. So I'm loving that. That is spectacular to me. Like, you don't know how much that, if that happens, boy, that's going to be a great day.
He's even willing to forgive your Giants pick to win the division.
As long as
nobody wins
Cowboys
the NFC East 2 years in a row.
So I dig it, but I'm actually I'm bucking the trend because the Eagles were the last one to do it back in 2001, 2004. Yeah. So I got the Eagles with the number 1 seed. I just think we just have the strongest team on paper in the conference.
Move on.
Yeah, return. So I got the 49ers winning the West, the Saints winning the South, and Detroit winning the North. So I got like I said, I got a combination of you and Paul. So I got the Seahawks making the playoffs. I got the Redskins making the playoffs.
I mean, the Commanders.
My bad. Yeah, sorry about that. For any of my indigenous people who are listening, the Commanders, the Washington football team.
I like the football team. They should.
I like that football team.
That was hard.
That was dope. Yeah.
That was hard.
We just here to play
football team.
Yeah, we just football team.
Yeah. So them, and I got Green Bay with the last wild card.
Wow.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, like, as we talk through our shows, we talking one game separating a lot of these teams. So
it's gonna be a lot of heartbreak in the NFC.
Right. So we saw, I mean, like
outside of the Cardinals, like
as I told y'all. If Billy forgot to give his disclaimer that these our bets are just for entertainment purposes only. We don't.
I'm willing to lose my money. Don't come to me talking about you lost your money on what I said.
Oh yeah. Kyler Murray.
But as y'all have seen through the recent couple of days, the Cardinals is tanking. So you might as well go ahead and get in while it's hot.
I'm not saying that I'm giving gambling advice.
I'm not.
But if you decided to pick the Cardinals right now as the odds-on favorite for the worst record in the NFL,
yeah, they in the Charlie. What's his name? Is that his name? Williams.
Yeah.
Caleb. Yeah, they in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
Yeah, in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
And look at
they're not even hiding it. They not even hiding it. They got rid of the backup quarterback who was going to be the starter. They was like, no, you might win. You might mess around and win a couple games. Nope, we can't afford that. You don't even know the playbook. You starting this week. Come on out here. Yeah, the Cardinals.
They literally went and got the worst possible scenario and sent the best possible scenario to make them like formidable. I mean, you could say Colt McCoy is not like. I mean, granted, he ain't gonna get you to the playoff, but
Colt McCoy can win you 8 games.
He can win. You get him in the right situation, that man he gonna have you out of the top 10.
Like he can Fitzpatrick that thing.
Yeah, he can catch out, and at minimum, he gonna get you at least 4.
Did somebody pick him up? By the way,
4 takes you out of the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. I haven't checked the waiver wire yet. To check that out,
that puts you in the Brock Bowers sweepstakes.
Did somebody pick?
No, but the Cardinals, but the Cardinals got they pick, and they also got the Texans pick. So they're trying to double it up.
Oh,
so they're trying to get Caleb Williams and Brock Bowers.
Right.
So
but here's the thing, and I know this is what we're doing on this particular show, but if there's such a thing as tanking the right way, this is the way to do it. If you're gonna tank this way. Don't play with the fans. Don't play with nobody's emotions. Don't try to put nobody out there and get them killed.
You can't tank in the NFL, and it don't work in the big boys. You got to cut the check. I'm only saying nobody is going to go out there and get hurt without knowing that they're going out there to get hurt. They know starting the season. They're going out there
to trade me, trade me to a team that wants to win, or just release me, dog. Like
the only reason Carolina had any respectability to them is because they all knew they weren't going to be there next year, so they were playing for the league. They were playing for a job somewhere else in the league. So that's what
they were
happened.
auditioning.
Try to tank.
By week 5, 6, they were auditioning.
Yeah.
But like the veterans, like Zach Ertz, dog, like I feel like Philly should just ask for him back. Just like, come on, give him my ball back. You ain't doing it. I don't want to do that to him. And I mean, he in 9 years. Like, the only reason I agree with Paul that tanking in the league sucks just because somebody's career is ending like on this note.
What I'm saying, but here's what I'm saying. Going back to your Carolina point, though, Paul, they're all going to go out there to play hard because they know that my future here, this is a one season audition, is my point. Don't lie, though. Don't lie, because if you put people out there, you got Colt McCoy, people think we got a chance, maybe we can. No.
It's the difference between Zach Wilson and the other guy. Because remember, the Jets won a game because it was a U-Haul game.
Yeah, that's true.
You forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, and I'll say this, and this is speaking of predictions, here's my prediction. I predict that much like what we saw the past few years with the Houston Texans, that the Bidwell family is going to stay true to form, and they're going to keep that same energy that they had for what's the dude that got fired after one season? What's the black guy's name?
Steve Wilkes.
Okay.
Wilkes.
They're going to keep that same energy that they had for Wilkes. This new coach, he gets 1 year. They're going to be that bad. I know that's your boy, Andre.
Nah, he ain't my boy. He lost us a Super Bowl. You can go to hell. So I think he's going to get more than 1 year just because of what you said. They are.
Keep that. No, that's real. Please put his name on it.
Hey, that's how Cincinnati. God rest his soul. That's how we feel about Lewis Billups.
Listen, and I don't want to feel that way, but bro.
But no, I think because they're going into the season saying, "Hey, we're tanking," like it's an open thing. Like this is what we're doing. I think he'll survive this year. He won't make it through next year, though. Okay. But this is clearly
do is kiss Bryce's ass.
This is clearly to get Caleb Williams. Like that, I mean, this is they got all the eggs in the basket. They're gonna start off when we had our last conversation about the Cardinals, and when they had Colt McCoy, Billy was telling me
only gotten worse.
They gonna get 3 or 4. Colt McCoy can get you that, and I was like, that ain't gonna happen. They not in it for that, and they got his ass out of there.
They know Colt McCoy is not going to take his professional pride out there on the field and tank.
So y'all don't believe in Study Hall and Hollywood Brown? They ripped it up in college.
Study Hall on the pup list, so he already out the first 4 games. They starting off 0-10. You can pull up their schedule.
I was going to say 0-8.
They got 0-10 in them. Like they don't have a win out of their first 10 games, and so they already got Kyler Murray already going to start off on the pup list. So
Study Hall doesn't even come back to play this year unless they magically win 4 out of their first 6 games.
Yeah. So when they start off 0-4. He's going to come out and they're going to be like, okay, well, let's see where these next 2 games go. And once they reach 0-6, they're not putting him on the field because he's their trade bait.
They're going to trade Study Hall.
Yeah, they trading Study Hall so they can get Caleb Williams. So it's best for him to sit over in the corner. You'll take this check, but you're not touching the football field this year.
So
imagine them trading Study Hall for Baker Mayfield.
Oh my gosh. Why is his...
I'm just saying that's how stupid these organizations are. Like that'll actually the Cowboys just traded for Trey Lance.
The whole thing full circle. Like
the Cowboys did trade for Trey Lance and don't really have a plan for him.
Nobody has a plan for Trey Lance. Nobody's ever seen him play.
But you got a quarter. But it's the weird. I would see Tampa Bay trading for Trey Lance at least before. Like there's an opportunity where he might play, and he's not going to play for the Cowboys.
You know what?
Unless Dak is just terrible.
But it's almost like we're dancing around the real issue, which leads me with my next question, which is we're dancing around the real. All these people are tanking for Caleb Williams. Tampa is tanking. They just ain't saying that. No, they just trying to do a tank light.
You got Caleb Williams, you got Bowers, you got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Absolutely.
You got super weapons out there.
We were joking about this because we know it's not going to happen. But there were people actually joking like, well, maybe if Joe Burrow is really hurt more than they're saying, that the Bengals can tank to get Marvin Harrison Jr. That way we don't have to pay.
That was you who said that. I wanted Brock Bowers.
Oh, I didn't say that. I was just saying.
I said, hey, if he hurt, let him sit, and maybe they can tank and be sorry and get Brock Bowers. That's what I wanted.
Okay,
Brock Bowers. That's my guy.
But this is my question, though. Honestly, like it could be either conference, I guess. But who is going to rival the Cardinals for the worst record? Like, who's going to be fighting them? Like, remember how the Texans were going back and forth last year?
The Texans and the Bears were in a death,
and they fired Lovie Smith because he
won the last game of the year, gave him the biggest finger
in history for the number 1 pick.
Ooh, you said Raiders?
I think they're a sleeper.
Okay,
you said the Raiders are.
I think they're a sleeper for number 1 overall pick. I think Garoppolo's going to get hurt, and they're going to quit on McDaniel.
Wow.
No, the competition. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. The Raiders, because you got Devontae Adams and different things, they gonna win a couple. I'm not saying they're gonna be great. We never had them great, even if Garoppolo doesn't get hurt. So I'm not. But the other team that's competing is the Colts. The Colts are.
Yeah.
They ain't got no wide receivers. But they got no wide receivers. Jonathan Taylor ain't gonna be playing.
But Josh Jacobs is mad.
Tell that boy to get out there and dance. Think it's a game.
What'd you say?
They're gonna tell that boy get out there and dance.
Yeah. I think Josh.
4 weeks. Think it's a game. He's gonna get out there and dance if he wants his money.
Josh Jacobs being unhappy is a factor, even more so, in my opinion, than Jonathan Taylor. That's
what I'm saying. Like he was the whole offense.
Yeah, and I'm thinking him being unhappy. But
the Raiders at least have the Raiders can actually at least score points. They can't stop nobody.
Not without Jacobs.
Devontae Adams is going to put up 1,800 yards and at least
not without Jacobs.
He going to get at least 10.
It's what I was saying about Jefferson in Minnesota. Like that safety slide. No, he ain't even thinking run.
It don't even matter with Devontae Adams is that good. I promise you. I'm not. Again, we arguing over 2 wins here. So. Yeah. I'm not, y'all not. I can't sit there and be like y'all way off base. No, the Raiders is probably gonna have the 2nd or 3rd pick. Like it's not.
We talking about all these teams gonna draft top 5. I'm just saying who's gonna rival.
Right. Yeah.
But the Colts are not good. Like and they
super offensive line just 2 years ago. It was the best line in football.
The backup tailback is hurt. and the starting quarterback
after Luck retired. What kind of bullshit is that? Right after he retires, you put together the best offensive line in football and can get a running back.
That's called God don't like ugly, and y'all
we used to call it Bengality.
Right? They was like, no, don't be doing that. Take that over there.
Yeah,
right.
The Colts is going to be super shaky out here, though.
Yeah.
Anthony Richards only completing 45% of his passes against base defenses. I don't think
Anthony Richardson.
You know how he was saying
no disguises.
He was saying, you know that crazy talk he was talking about when Lamar was only going to play 6-7 games. That's how I feel about Anthony Richardson.
He ain't going to make it.
I don't think he going to see 10 games.
They're going to try to put everything on his shoulders and be like, hey, you the running back, the quarterback. You might have to pull a Giselle and throw it to yourself, my guy. Like you the receiver. It's gonna be bad out in wow. But yeah, so back to the NFC de facto. So we got we made all the picks there. So who we got in the playoffs, and what's outside of making the playoffs, who we got in the NFC championships?
Well, I got NFC championships. I got actually, if it could happen, I got the Giants in Philly.
I mean, it can happen.
The Eagles got to go to the Meadowlands
because the Eagles have a bye, and I have Philly. I have the Eagles. Not a bye. I have San Fran having the bye, and I have Giants winning division. I have the Eagles with a wild card, right?
Right.
So I believe that can line up.
Yeah, that can.
I believe that can line up. I got the Giants and a whole East Coast NFC championship.
Wins?
Wow. Okay. What say you, Billy?
Philly going to the Super Bowl after that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
you gotta be Philly.
If they play in the Giants, yes, we're going to the Super Bowl. Go ahead.
They're going. It's you play 3 times. You going like you're not. You see what I'm saying? Like, and Hurts gonna figure it out the third time. Even if the Giants win twice, I believe the Giants are a little hungrier than just about everybody outside of San Fran.
Okay.
Billy, you contemplating what you got going on, Billy?
I believe it's going to be first of all, I think the Eagles are going to edge out the Saints for the number 1 seed in the conference. And I think they're
going to that good. Wow.
Yeah.
The division's that bad for the Saints, so
yeah, they're going to get a lot of and it's not just the division.
Saints ain't that good, no.
But even their outside. I think even outside of their division and outside of the conference, I think their schedule, because that's one thing. You know how people talk about the schedule,
right?
I think sometimes you can overrate. I think sometimes people they overrate it, but then I think in their case, there's a lot of like, ooh, that just matches up well for them. So I got them winning. You know, they're going to rival the Eagles, but I think the Eagles are just loaded. The Eagles and the 49ers, in my opinion, are like the 2 teams where their rosters are just head and shoulders above everybody else in the conference. The advantage I give the Eagles is obviously they got Hurts and the 49ers don't. So I would say it's going to be the Eagles. And surprisingly, I think the Lions are actually going to make a run through the playoffs to have to go to Philadelphia to play in the conference championship. And everybody's going to be on that Lions thing. And, oh, my gosh, are they the new Bengals from 2 years ago? And this is, whatever. And they're going to get their hopes dashed. And the Eagles are going to stomp a mud hole in them. And I'm talking like it's going to be epic bad. Like it's going to be legendarily stomping by the Eagles over the Lions.
I got the Eagles stomping out the Giants in Giants Stadium.
Yeah, right. The Eagles are going to
because I got them in the wild card, so they would have to play at Giant Stadium. So I got them like,
The one thing that the Eagles
doing it to them that one way up there.
The one thing that the Eagles did, and there are a few teams that do this all the time. The Patriots used to do this all the time. The Eagles, 49ers, you have certain teams that because their scheme is so tight, they can draft guys, bring in free agents, and they can plug and play parts. You can't maybe get the same production you don't have to get 100% production out of a guy who just left in free agency. When you got 70 sacks, you don't need 70 sacks to make it to the Super Bowl. 60, 58, that'll do you just fine. And
this goes to my point about the Bengals on the back end. Now, if the Bengals had a front line that was giving them 70, 80 sacks, I would not be bringing up.
But we ain't got there yet.
My point is,
my point is that the NFC has two rosters that are that loaded. That's the 49ers and the Eagles. They literally, it isn't like the Eagles lost people and they didn't go get somebody. They've got some bodies, even if they didn't lose. And so, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's an easy pick. But I think the Lions are going to shock a lot of people, even though people are predicting them to make the leap. I think their leap is going to be a lot bigger than most people think. And they're just going to find out that the Eagles are like, we professionals out here. We don't run from nothing, and we just going to kill you. So that's my pick. Eagles over the Lions in the NFC Championship, and it's going to be over at halftime.
Nice. So we got the same results, but we got different ways of getting there.
Yeah, we obviously three.
We two in a row. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I actually have the Eagles playing the Saints in the NFC Championship.
Okay.
Mainly because Billy, you brought it up, the schedule. The Saints not only play their South, they also play the AFC South. So there's some
there's some Texans.
If we play in spades, there's some books that they can count on.
They might be able to run a Boston.
There's some weak quarterbacks on that schedule.
So and the Saints defense is still legit. They have been they massage the hell out of the salary cap because every year they got no salary cap money, but end up being able to sign people.
And always got DBs too.
Man, yeah. So so I just say with their scheme, I got like if I was mapping it out, because I got the Eagles as the 1 seed and the Saints and the 49ers being the 2-3 seed. And I think the Saints have the defense that can hang with the 4. Like they're just as physical enough to beat the 49ers. In that round.
You know what?
They ain't gonna be scared. I don't know.
I believe Derek Carr is better than Brock Purdy.
Yes. That's
that.
Right.
But like even when the year Tampa won the Super Bowl, they couldn't beat the Saints. Like the Saints still if they not scared of Tom Brady, they not scared of Brock Purdy. Like
they can cover the Saints traditionally. They're going to be able to cover you.
DBs, boy.
You had to run to beat them.
And so that's what I have is that, but I have the Eagles being able to beat the Saints. I actually think that would be a tough game just because of kind of the styles, but either way, I still have the Eagles pulling it out. Just because, like you mentioned, losing Hargrave and losing a few pieces, Jalen Carter is a whole dude.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
That's
like my defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, like he's a whole guy. He was the number 1 pick in the draft that went at number 9. And when they show him, I don't know if I know a lot of people don't pay attention to preseason games, but
he a whole man.
A whole man dominating whoever was in front of him for just 3 plays, and the coach was like, "We've seen enough. Come on over here."
Y'all left out
2 series.
He's a whole angry man.
Yeah. That man hungry.
I can't picture, honestly, I can't picture him without picturing the highlight of him and LSU holding Jaden Daniels up by one hand. And
while he waited for the play to develop.
But he had the sack, had my man in one hand and had his finger up in the other, waving to his mama or something like that. Look, I got a quarterback. I'm taking him home with me, type thing. And Jaden Daniels is a whole Heisman contender. And that's what he was doing to him. So, it's just that Nolan Smith coming off the corner, they drafted well.
Eagles are set up for success for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so that's what we got for the NFC.
So we got the Eagles. We got a whole run, which means they're destined to not make it. Because all
right.
three
It's
of them
over.
picked him.
It's
It's a
over.
wrap. Go on, get ready for the.
I at least
Commanders
got
and
them in the playoffs. I didn't put them in the. I at least tried to soften the jinx. Like y'all said they're gonna run away with the division and everything. Like
Nah,
Hey,
man.
if the Cowboys is imploding,
We are
I'm
10
loving
toes
this.
down on it, which means
I got the Giants
I dig it. I dig it.
in the regular season. Now when they get to the postseason, it's a different host. Just saying, I don't believe Danny is better than Jalen. That's just.
Well, when you get to like, especially when you look at the postseason with the teams that we've picked, to make the playoffs, like there's the best quarterback out of all of those, and the only proven one in the playoffs out of that is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, hell, Danny put it on him last year.
Brock Purdy, before his elbow decided to fail,
he was.
My point is they're not totally unproven.
Right.
But
But
that's
like,
what I was saying.
but even
there's
Jared
more
Goff,
than Jalen Hurts. That
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not even saying they're no. They can't tie Jalen Hurts' shoes. I'm just saying.
But even like when we say Jared Goff, he's played in the Super Bowl, but then when he got to the Super Bowl, the lights was a little bit too bright for everybody. I'm not saying it was him. I'm saying the lights was bright for everybody. I said everybody. I included him into that. Same thing you get when you get with Derek Carr. He's made a playoff. Lights is bright. Like it's
Paul's everlasting credit. And one of the things that reluctantly I have to accept it, but I remember the first time the Rams went, they sent Jared Goff into a gunfight with a butter knife.
Absolutely.
And so with
McVay went to bed.
A sport.
With that, yeah,
a plastic
sport. Okay,
sport.
he didn't get a butter knife. He got a sport. He literally lost like 3 of his most important pieces. So again, the point is experience matters. Even for that matter, I don't even think some of the failures that the Raiders had when Derek Carr was there were really on him.
Oh no, they weren't.
But no, he got injured.
Either way, it's the NFC. Eagles gonna win it. We can just go ahead and wrap that up. Man.
Hut.
All right, so now we've solved the mystery of the NFC there. So now we're moving over to the arms race that is the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to hearing these picks. I'm gonna just sit back and watch because I'm pretty mild on my picks on this one, but some others may not be. So
go first then. Go get yours out the way.
Ahead, get it. You can go last, Billy.
Okay. All right. So for mine, I got the Ravens with the number 1 seed. I have them winning the AFC North. I got the Jags winning.
Worst secret in America.
His face. Did you see his face screw up?
I got the Jags winning the South. I got the Chiefs winning the West, and the Jets winning the East. So for my wild cards, I got the Bengals with the first wild card. I got the Dolphins, and I got the Steelers. So I got the AFC North getting 3 teams in the playoffs.
His face again.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
golly, his face was upset
with Tomlin not like pencil him in for 9 wins. You already at least in playoff contention. So for there,
every year.
it's just is how the ball bounces for the other teams at that point. So if they can sneak up to 10, they'll definitely get that. I got the Ravens with number 1 seed with 13, somewhere around 13 wins. I got the Bengals with like 11 wins or 12 wins. So it's not like I got the Bengals sucking or they way back there, but you can only either you win or you win the wild card. That's it. So
the same way it's been the past 2 years where it was like, we'll see what happens the last weekend and,
Right. Absolutely. So the shocker out of that is that I don't have the Bills in the playoffs. At least now our show has, talked about the Bills and the turn they're about to take, but for the common person who's listening, the Bills ain't going. So sorry about that.
And it's not Josh Allen's fault.
It's not Josh Allen's fault, but also
don't give me that. Nope.
Yeah, no, this is a combination of the messages worn thin.
Von Miller,
Von Miller's not starting. He on the pup list.
Mm-hmm. That was my wild card to them being the wild card. Actually,
right. Stephon Diggs is one incomplete pass away from just flipping out on the entire thing.
which he's guaranteed to get, is one incomplete pass. So.
Oh yeah, he got a whole lot of OBJ in him.
And Josh Allen, taking too many hits as an accumulation, and them still not having a running game. So you mix all that together. That's my surprise for everything.
Didn't the Bills go out and try to sign somebody that was underwhelming?
They've tried to sign everybody.
They've tried to sign a bunch of folks.
They literally tried to sign everybody. Okay, I didn't know if they got somebody and then I can't recall. That's why I was asking.
Everybody else looking was like, "Yo, Buffalo really ain't that interesting. I'm cool. I'm cool. Well, who else we got? I'll go to the Texans. It's at least hot in the strip clubs is banging down in Houston.
Hit up James Harden to tell me what to do down that mud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So Pat Mahomes, what you got going on over here? What's your
you know who I got having to buy? It go through the KC barbecue. You know what's happening? Like that's the buy. I got the Ravens winning the North. I got Sunshine winning the South. And I got Tua if he don't get slammed on his neck.
You mean win?
In the East.
He's scrappy. Don't forget.
But that little speech he tried to give Ryan Clark just like made me really want to change my pick. It really did. I swear for God.
Nobody's scared of a Tua.
Nobody. No, not one human being.
Especially not somebody, a small dude who made his living bringing big people down to the ground.
Right.
That's his whole job. He from Louisiana. Yeah.
He clearly doesn't give a care about his body.
Nothing about it.
Remove all my insides. I'm suiting up now.
Right.
He's a guaranteed candidate for CTE.
Yeah.
If you saw Ryan Clark play,
yes, that I hate to say it, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
he's a guaranteed. He guaranteed.
I'm gonna wait till we're gonna see what he like at 55.
Right,
because that's the moment when it kind of jumps.
Yeah, he gonna have to play ping pong or something to keep his stuff right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I see
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I see lots of Candy Crush in his future.
Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He gonna have to play Tetris or ping pong.
Friends with words. He gonna have to do all that stuff to keep his faculties about him.
One of them games.
All right. My wild cards. I got Tomlin. I got Russ. Oddly enough, returning to the playoffs. We making him sick.
We got one slot left.
You know who I'm going with? That boy, that other boy in LA. Herbert.
Ooh.
Bengals ain't getting in.
Ooh.
That's all right.
Will Greer cannot take you to the playoffs.
Will Greer ain't gonna see the field.
Joe Burrow can. Will Greer is not getting you to the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. They rolled that boy out, showed him limping to practice the day they signed Will Greer. Come on, bruh. If that ain't some Bengal bull.
Where's his contract though? That's all I need to know.
Right.
Bengals fans got mad at me for asking where's his deal.
$200 million man limping to practice because y'all signed Will Greer. He couldn't even get on the golf cart. Bruh.
Told you.
Oh my God.
Joe Burrow should have had piggyback rides from the moment he pulled his calf all the way through. Piggyback rides everywhere.
He should not have been walking until he signed his contract. I wouldn't even walk, bro. Everything I'm on the scooter like Dion. Bruh, y'all tripping. How are y'all gonna keep?
Oh wait.
Bruh.
So
my
Billy,
bad. And I want the Bengals to win. I just don't see how they can do it.
I noticed you didn't mention Cleveland.
No, I didn't.
Okay. I found that interesting because in previous.
I love Rub and Tug. They're gonna finish the same record. It's a tiebreaker that's gonna figure out who's gonna be the bottom of the division.
Okay. So who gonna play Kansas City? Because I know who you got.
Yeah, I got actually at Miami and Kansas City in the again, this is all contingent. I'm really gambling hard on Get Slant Boy.
Yeah,
I'm really
you've never gambled harder on anything in your life.
Yeah. If they can keep him from getting slapped on his head, they're gonna be really, really tough to beat, bro. Because you got to remember Ramsey. See, this is all the R's. Ramsey is going to be getting back later in the season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So their defense is going to get better as the season goes. And if they can keep him up, they are a whole problem, bro. A whole problem. And I got Kansas City going to the Super. You know, I got Kansas City going to the Super Bowl.
So you got a rematch of the Super Bowl from last year.
Yep.
All right, we'll say that prediction. I'm gonna make this real easy. Chiefs are the only team to get out of the AFC West. They're gonna win a division. I have the Chargers making a significant step back. And when I say significant, I mean by like 3 games. So like, what did they win last year? Was it 11? I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They'll struggle to be 500 this year.
Yeah, I didn't have them in the playoffs either, so I did.
And I'll be honest with you, there'll be a very low simmering but definitely tangible feeling of satisfaction I'll have when they finally get rid of Staley, because I as a coach, we need to do a whole Gray Matter show on what I think about Staley as a coach. But anyway, the Chiefs.
Okay, we could, if you want to, we could add my feelings about Sean McVay into that episode as well.
That
and John Gruden.
Staley is my
John Gruden get a whole like series. Yeah. Y'all know how
we got to do it.
He got layers.
Like
John Gruden got a lot of layers.
All right. So Chiefs are the only one to come out the West. I think most people are surprised because everybody thinks that the Chargers are going to make that leap, and I love Herbert. It's got nothing to do with that. It's been well documented. We've talked about this at length. I would have actually liked the Bengals to have picked Herbert and then save some of that
put
space.
That on camera. But thank you for putting that on camera.
But because we've been talking about this for years, like when they were still in college, Justin Herbert was my guy. But the point is, I don't think it's got anything to do with him. Is all I'm saying. I think they're going to take a step back.
Oh, that's nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
he's an Andrew Luck purgatory.
Again, right on point. We track perfectly with that. Here's my surprise for everybody, though.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Tennessee Titans winning the South.
That's not like a long like.
It's not a stretch.
No, I'm not saying it's a stretch. I'm saying everybody has the Jags just penciled in, like permanent markered in for that division. And yes, I do believe the division is going to be weak, but because it's so weak, I think that, and I'll just be candid with you, and this has nothing to do with history and pedigree and who won, whatever. I think, again, another one of those reluctantly. Man, Mike Vrabel, dude, that man
gets his people to play. He gets his people to play.
It's like we said when we were talking about another division.
Campbell.
He is what people want Dan Campbell to be.
Yes,
Mike Vrabel just is.
Yeah,
he is what Dan Campbell is shooting for.
He's what Dan Campbell will be in 5 to 10 years
if he has that long.
He's going to get another job if this doesn't work.
I was getting ready to say, because
this is a second job.
Tricky. Yeah,
ain't it right?
But no. He did the interim thing for like 2 games for somebody.
I thought he got an interim. He got an
interim for like 2 games for somebody that got fired. But I
don't count that as a job. I mean, this is his first real head coach.
This is his record. It's his first
where he got the keys.
I got you.
You got a lease.
Yeah, he wasn't in the war room drafting and whatever.
I got you.
But so I got the Titans winning the South.
This is only going to be shocking to me if Will Levis is a quarterback.
Wow.
Will Levis ain't gonna see the field. Nah,
I just had to throw it in.
I know that's what you want privately.
You know what? What's hilarious? Could you imagine Will Levis being placed on waivers and Philly picking him up? What group chat is going to be like?
Don't do that.
Oh no! When it says mute the conversation, I'm gonna be like indefinitely. Like I'll be back to the Gray Matters chat in like 4 years because I'm gonna be in there.
I'd have to call Billy every night to
fail.
pray for me if that happened,
Man,
because my standing with the Lord would be in danger.
I'm gonna ship that man some holy water. Like take a sip. Will Levis with the Eagles would be so delicious. That would be so. What? Are you serious? Anyway, so the Titans, I think, are going to win that division. I actually believe that the Jets are going to win the East, and I got the Bengals with the number 1 overall seed.
With an injured quarterback?
I said what I said.
Hey, he said what he said. I'm good with it.
Now, my wild card picks, I got the Jazz getting in. You
got 2 coming out of the South in that
weak ass division? Out of South. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I got the Dolphins getting a wild card.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I got the Steelers getting the last wild card.
So you only got 1 coming out of the West.
Yeah. Chiefs are the only one coming out of the West. Titans.
All them daggone quarterbacks in the West, and you saying only 1 gonna get in?
Yeah.
I only have 1 in too. So
one quarterback. First of all,
I got 3 in coming out.
Russell Wilson will not be starting after October. If he makes it through October. That's number 1.
All right.
Number 2.
Y'all gonna see Sierra twerking by Halloween. Watch.
I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to take place.
Russ gonna win 10 games.
Quarterback, because Garoppolo, if he can stand upright, it might make some noise. I don't.
Garoppolo is like Tua. If you can keep him up, you're gonna win like 12 or 13 games by default. I don't even know what's so good about Garoppolo, but somehow he just don't mess it up.
He just don't mess it up. But here's the thing: you can't go into there's too many ifs. Not to mention, it's not even just about Russell Wilson and Denver. Sean Payton, although I believe he, as a coach, he's credible. It's not like you would question him, but it is in fact a new system that the players have to learn and pick up on and run it the way he wants it.
You don't think people done ran rub routes before? That's his system. Rub routes and screens, bro.
Here's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I don't believe
mirror concepts.
I don't believe you just come in and run it to. First of all, I don't believe Russell Wilson is going to help. Okay, because I don't think.
Well, I think everybody else. I think 10 of the people are going to adopt to Peyton's system. Right. Fine.
He got to play on schedule.
Again.
The one person that needs to do it the most won't do
now,
it.
This division matter coaches, right? Right. So I don't trust. When it comes to Denver, I don't trust Russell Wilson. When it comes to the Raiders, I don't trust Josh McDaniels. And
nobody trusts Josh McDaniels.
Right. I already said what I said about
not even his family trusts.
We can just move on with the West.
Yeah, we don't like. Ain't he from Massillon?
I believe so.
Something like that.
Yeah. So we don't like him anyway.
Right. Yeah. But and then in the South, obviously Houston ain't going nowhere. We know the Colts ain't going nowhere. Yeah. And then the Jags, I do not believe that Peterson and Sunshine. I don't believe that they're just not going to find a way to get into the playoffs.
They made some additions too.
Yeah, they've got a decent roster.
I mentioned Ridley. I was talking trash about Ridley, but he's gonna help big time.
A lot. and here's the thing,
Calvin.
A lot of times people talk about it, but it's like that's an awful lot of third downs that ain't going to result in 3 and outs. They're going to move. They're going to change field. People talk about scoring and all. They're going to change field position a lot. Right, but again,
maintain it or control.
Like instead of punting from your 20, they're gonna be punting from their 45,
right,
and pinning you back. When it comes to the Jets, I just honestly believe that roster is sneaky stacked. Everybody talks about the defense. They've got some actual weapons on offense that I think Aaron Rodgers will be able to play with, and I kind of feel like I just kind of feel like it's a different environment. I don't know that I trust Robert Saleh that much, but I don't think it really matters that much because really the Jets would have been
Aaron Rodgers is the coach of that team,
right? That's why. But I think that honestly, the Jets
and your boy, his boy that came with him from Denver. That's who's coaching that team. Robert Saleh shaking hands.
Yeah,
he's shaking hands and kissing babies.
He has a ceremonial position.
Saleh does control the defense, though. I will say that.
Yeah,
like he just doesn't run the offense at all. Like, and sometimes it's best. Like if you're a defensive coach and you don't know what you're doing, hey, y'all go ahead.
He's not even allowed. They don't even show him the game plan until Saturday.
And I totally get
offense.
it.
But
that's why he be looking just as shocked on Hard Knocks as we do. Like that was a great play.
Right.
When do we run that?
And to Paul's point, if I trusted Tua, to actually be upright at the end of the season, I think I would actually be comfortable going down here to the casino right now and picking them as the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. I have zero confidence that Tua. I have less confidence that Tua is going to finish the season upright or not miss any significant time than I do in like Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson or whoever else. I just don't trust it. And then finally, I think that the wheels are going to fall off the Ravens, which is why I don't see them falling. I don't see them getting a number 1 seed or even being close to it. I think that a lot of times you put these teams together. Anybody remember the 1999 Washington Redskins?
Don't do that.
That's the vibe I'm getting
Don't do that.
From the Ravens.
Don't do that. Them boys was the Lakers with Karl Malone and them.
Not right. Here's the thing. I think there's
everybody you ever heard of who was way too old to be playing.
Well, here's what I'm saying. It's not like OBJ hasn't been hurt a lot.
At this point, he's an old man.
Okay. So what do we really make of that addition as far as weapons? And then when you talk about the system, again, I don't believe
at this point in the game.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying.
He's not going to change the score, but he can still move the sticks.
He doesn't take what you're saying is essentially he can't consistently take the top off the defense. But my point is, I just don't believe, this is just me personally, I think that bringing in Todd Monken, I definitely believe that's an improvement. But I don't think you just walk in and then immediately everybody catches it and just moves on. I think it takes time to gel and get that system right. So when I say fall off, I don't mean like they're only going to – I ain't saying they're going to be drafting top 5. I'm only saying they're not going to win. I don't see it 12 wins. I see them at like 8 or 9 wins fighting to get in because I don't believe that Lamar Jackson is going to play the whole season.
How many times has Joe Burrow won a division?
Twice in a row.
Has he? He won a division
twice in a row.
Okay.
Twice in a row.
The one year there was a wild. I thought it was a wild card.
Yeah.
No, they won it twice in a row.
I thought they were a wild card from the Super Bowl because they won every playoff game on the road.
No, they did not. They played the Raiders in the first game. They played the Raiders they cheated. Yeah. That's right. They cheated. And it was a big old thing because it was on NBC.
Right. They cheated the Raiders.
And then last year,
I forgot about that.
And then last year they played at home. Anyway, the point is that I believe the Steelers make probably the biggest jump. I think they're a real threat, honestly, because I believe that their quarterback I think he's a dude. He's probably never going to be like MVP, category, people talking about him like that. But I really do believe that he's solid enough. I do have some concerns, but I'm sorry, Tomlin's the best coach in that division. He's one of the best.
He's the best coach in football.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He's literally, you could argue, people going to argue Sean Payton or whatever. Bottom line is, for my money, I would take Mike Tomlin. I'd take him to coach anything, just anything that involves a head coach. Give me Mike Tomlin. He is my first. If we're doing
taking him to lead anything, I don't get.
I'm
my
taking
company,
him first.
He can run any company.
Okay.
I'd like Mike Tomlin to be my alarm clock.
Okay, right.
How about that?
I watch
Every
reels.
time my calendar click, I want Mike Tomlin to tell me where I got to be right
I
now.
watch reels. I honestly watch reels of Mike Tomlin talking about pretty much anything on my phone every morning. Like just whatever he got. I don't even, he could be talking about making gingerbread houses for
It's
the
gonna be the best
holidays.
gingerbread house you ever made, though.
I'm gonna want to make one. So
Right.
I believe that. So that's my pick. I believe
Press
that it's
conference gangster.
Bengals get a bye, Jets, Titans, Chiefs, Steelers, Dolphins, Jags. Bengals play the Jets in the AFC Championship. Bengals go to the Super Bowl to play the Eagles.
Got it. Okay. So for mine, I actually didn't even make it to the point where I was picking the AFC Championship game, but I got the Ravens and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And I got the Ravens pulling it out. I got the Ravens playing the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
And that's going to be basically football porn for you.
It probably will be. Yeah.
It's going
probably
it's going to get weird on that Sunday.
Probably.
It's going to be baby oil and wings and nachos. I don't know what's happening.
Man, his son gonna be at the internet hold a sign to me. Have you seen my daddy? Eagles, Ravens, really?
Really?
Eagles,
That's what we
Ravens,
doing? You got, oh wow!
I got the two number one seeds making it, at least as far as my picks with you two number one seeds.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't even
Lamar. When Lamar plays, he wins. That's just
Lamar is a bad boy. I totally believe in Lamar. I just don't think he's gonna have enough posse to beat Miami in the playoffs. I just think Tyreek gonna be way too much.
But But the way I have mine set up, I don't have them having to beat Miami. Because I got the Jags. Because I got. So the way I did I actually wrote out the seed. So I got the Ravens with the 1 seed, the Jags with the 2 seed, and with the Dolphins being a wild card, the Dolphins got to play the Jags, and I got the Jags being able to beat the Dolphins.
Styles make fights.
Styles make fights, and that's how. I mean, but like I said, it ain't no science to it. So I guess we'll find out who's right and wrong. Because like I said, last year
we all gonna be wrong.
I had Kansas City not even making the playoffs, and damn it, they won the whole thing. So
I don't know.
First of all, I don't even know who told you to do that. But.
Right.
Hey,
that was.
Right. Same people told us not to have the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Yeah, but are you right though? Because the NFC East almost got 4 teams in last year.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah.
The Commanders were sitting there like, hey, we close.
Right. They was watching that
if we wasn't
last Sunday, like
they were sitting there waiting
a little help, and they was getting in.
If we wasn't just completely dysfunctional, we could pull this off.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Hut.
So as we've done this now, we've spelled it out. We got the playoffs knocked out here. So now we got Paul got you got who you got again? You got the Chiefs and the Eagles.
I got Chiefs over the Eagles again.
Oh, you got the Chiefs over the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Give me a score.
Okay. Oh yeah, give me a score. What's the score?
51-43.
That was called I don't care, and I don't care.
Nobody's gonna stop anybody. It's just not going to happen. It's going
to be going to bring
out,
and the Chiefs going to have better exchanges.
Pat Mahomes would just have the ball last. That's all I'm saying. He just had the ball last, and one of them and the Eagles will punt once.
That's the difference of 1 point.
No.
that's how it's going.
The clock gonna run out at half on the Eagles, and they ain't gonna be able to get it.
The same way Brady did Mahomes his first year when he just took the ball and didn't let him have it back, and just drove down the field, and he was just sitting there looking like a sad little puppy.
Okay. Well, Billy, you got the Bengals and the Eagles. So what's your outlook looking like?
Is that a serious question?
You asked for scores. So
you want to know the score? Oh, okay. Yeah, Bengals win, and I got to be in 24-21.
That's all he can get, and he's supposed to be better than Mahomes. Man,
I got to be in 24-21.
Are you serious?
24-21. 24-21.
I don't even wanna
Bengals
hear
win on a
24,
McPherson.
21. You not
Bengals
hold
win
Jalen Hurts
on
and AJ Brown to 21 points, bruh.
Bengals win 24-21. McPherson kicks a field goal at the gun. Bengals win the first Super Bowl in the franchise's history.
24-21.
Yep, you heard it here first.
With no back end.
No back end of what?
The
No
defense.
24-21.
All right, wow.
Okay. Hey, again, we all just throwing guesses at the board,
Right.
so cool. So for me, I got the Eagles finally getting it done. As a revenge tour. I got it 31-27. Eagles over the Ravens. With that boy. But both quarterbacks playing for the Super Bowl MVP. They both gonna put on the show. But I got Jalen with a couple more weapons, and Jalen Carter closes the game with a sack. I'm going that finite with it. Jalen Carter closes the game, sacking Lamar to end the game. Eagles Super Bowl champs, grease the poles. We going up there to climb them.
I'll even add to your prediction. If it goes your way, I'm gonna say sack, strip, fumble, TD. It's going down like that.
Ooh.
Like Lamar's up, and all they got to do is hold on.
I'm good with that. The Cowboys don't make the playoffs. The Ravens and the Eagles do make the Super. But man, that would be my New Year's.
Have you seen my daddy?
It's get weird. It's gonna get weird.
Have you seen my father? This is what he looked like, y'all. Oh my gosh. That would honestly, that'd be, I ain't gonna even front. That'd be one of the top 3 worst nightmares for the Gray Matters. That Super Bowl.
I can let y'all know I'm gonna be insufferable.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I would love it. It's ball. But that's how I feel that game would end. I feel that game would end on a strip sack fumble with the Ravens up.
The level of sadness in my heart, though, if the Eagles end up playing the Ravens in the Super Bowl, I ain't gonna lie. I might go on a sabbatical for like 6 weeks.
I'm gonna keep calling. I'm gonna keep calling.
Nope. I'm gonna tell my wife, kid, be like, don't answer the phone for him. Let that thing ring.
I'm gonna try to contact you every way possible.
But but you know what else is funny though?
And all your damn phone numbers.
But I know, right? But you know what's hilarious though? What's hilarious is Paul actually thinks I care if it's 17-10. If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, bro,
if the Bengals,
do you understand?
If the Bengals could win 2-0,
therefore,
the Bengals could win 2-0 or 3-2.
People will clown them for here to eternity about how, oh my God, that was the weakest score ever. I can't believe
the
it.
horrible worst.
They
Super
couldn't
Bowl
even
ever
score.
won.
All they got was a safety.
I would buy all the memorabilia.
I'll be at Cook's with all the money. Give me all them jerseys. Give me all the memorabilia. I want all them t-shirts, hats,
right,
pennants, flags. I don't care.
I'm just saying it's unrealistic to think that you're going to hold the Philadelphia football Eagles to 17 points.
I think it is
or 20 points. Is that what he said?
I said
21. 24-21.
21-21. I think
Jalen Hurts is only going to be responsible for 3 touchdowns.
Here's all I'm saying. I'm saying you keep talking Jalen Hurts. That's fine, and I give him all the props and respect because he deserves it. It's equally as hard to keep to actually think the Bengals are only going to score 21 points.
How many points did they score in the last Super Bowl? They went to
that was a different time, different team.
I'm just saying the Bengals have been to the Super Bowl 3 times. How many points have they scored in each Super Bowl?
Yeah, and how many did they hold their opponent to? See, that's what I'm saying. This could go all day long because it wasn't like they wasn't playing Joe Montana and the 49ers and like they held
it's the Super Bowl. You playing the best in the world.
Jerry Rice
making an excuse?
Jerry,
we had to play Joe
Do you
Montana.
understand-
You supposed
Think
to
about this.
come on, bro.
It's not an excuse. I'm simply saying Jerry Rice literally set all type of 220 yards,
How
and
many
they only
points?
scored, dude. They only scored 16. I'm sorry, 20. Like, this is my point. Is you're saying what you're saying for one can also be true for the other. You act like the Bengals don't play defensive players to actually go out there and like stop people. It's just like when you say they lost
whole back end up though.
The
They
Steelers
had a
lost
back
theirs
end
too.
in both of them Super Bowls.
This only name.
I can name the back end of both of them Super Bowls.
This is what I was talking about.
See what I'm talking about? All I'm telling you is just like you have one team that holds another one down. You act like the Bengals don't have like players on defense.
You better be right about these. You better be right about that back end, bro, because you got a quarterback on one leg and he's rushing to get back.
It's got to end at some point.
It does.
This ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna stop.
But for the listeners, we gotta.
Yeah,
looking like we gonna get off.
I told you that we won't stop.
in.
I thought I told you that we won't stop,
Bruh.
We're gonna be back every Wednesday with a check-in, so I think we can.
And I'm totally cool with admitting I'm wrong.
No, you're not. But that's all right.
I am.
I know you have to say that for the sponsors and everything, but you're not okay.
No, you're not okay.
Listen.
That's why you said you would want to cry if Dre's Super Bowl prediction
absolutely.
came.
I wouldn't go as far as to say I'd be willing to jump off a bridge, but I mean, it would be.
You said it. Your words, not mine, pal.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I ain't saying I'd be ready to kill myself over the Eagles playing the Ravens, but I'll put it to you this way. I'll say this.
Lamar got a Super Bowl before Joe Burrow.
Dude, let me just say this. If the Ravens win a Super Bowl over the Eagles, I might have to call one into the Lord. Like, I need answers. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Well, at least you ain't from Cleveland. You could be from Cleveland.
This is also true.
Like, and you could be from
God
Cleveland,
have mercy, and
watching the Ravens, watching the Browns leave, become the Ravens, and then go win 2 Super Bowls.
And just go win a couple of them joints.
Hut!
All right. Well, you have it. That's our predictions. That's our picks. So feel free to follow us, catch us on all of our streaming platforms. And once again, as we always like to say, make sure that you understand that our gambling advice and our picks and predictions and our tips, if you are out here listening to the Gray Matters to get your gambling advice, you came to the wrong place. We cannot help you. Go find a professional. There are plenty of resources out there. We do not want you going out here wasting your money on this trash that Paul and Andre are putting out here. Don't lose your money like that. That's number one. And number two, just a quick
far
reminder.
more right than I am wrong.
Make it a
The
point.
man who told you to bet on the Bengals.
Hey, it's been a good bet for the past 2 years. Make it a point to follow us, though, because we're going to be back every Wednesday to recap the week that was in the NFL. Make sure that we go back and go through every game, every roster, all the important ones. And then we're going to give a preview for the upcoming week, all the way throughout the regular season and all the way following up to the Super Bowl. So make sure that you continue to follow us for our Wednesday's editions to make sure that you stay up on top of all the latest in the NFL. With that, we'd like to say thank you once again for each and every one of you who took the time to listen, to follow us. We appreciate all the support. If you got any questions, definitely if you want to throw some things out there, disagreements, agreements, things, ideas, thoughts that you have on any of the 32 NFL teams, feel free to submit those to us so we can follow up on your questions and comments. We'll make sure to shout you out here, right here on the Gray Matters. Once again, we want to say thank you. Be safe out there, be kind, and be blessed.
Scramble like Rambo with his.
Right.
Who they?
Rolling with my homie.